sports betting. My name is Emmanuel Odufejo, and this is Bet On, a program dedicated to sports betting in general. I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me Mr. Joaquim Idada.
Yeah, Emmanuel, it's good talking betting, you know.
Exactly. Glad to have you on the maiden edition of Bet On. So basically, this is a program for all lovers of, gambling and betting and whatever it is that you do and whatever it is that you would like to do. Of course, we will delve into all of the different aspects of sports betting on this show, and we would like for you to contribute, give us feedback, drop comments, on this clip, and let us know what you think and how to, go forward from here. You will see our social media handles flying across your screen. Please use that as a platform to reach us, and let's do this together. All right, Mr. Joaquim, let's get this started. So we decided to do this program, of course, coming from the stables of ASEN TV, and that is Africa Sports Entertainment and News Television. And this is supposed to help, everyone out there get to, get a hang on all of the different intricacies, in the world of sports betting in general. Of course, yeah, it will be interesting for you to know that a few weeks ago, we were at the Federal Palace Hotel here in Lagos, where, all of the, operators and regulators, and suppliers, it was a whole gamut of the whole industry of sports betting, who came together, of course, basically, it's the whole horde of European, sport betting companies, coming down to Africa and specifically, to Nigeria, using that as a landing space, to enter into the world of sports betting. Of course, you would know that sports betting is already on the rise, here in Nigeria, basically there are a lot of betting companies that are already here, but betting is still not, the most popular thing, you would find here in Nigeria. We have all of our religious, bias, to it and all of those kind of things. It's basically seen as a vice, here. But that's all we want to talk about. And basically, if you wanted to step into the world of betting, you can find tips that you'll be able to use to move forward on the show. So basically, Mr. Joaquim, tell us basically what is sport betting to you? You're not the biggest professional in sports betting.
But first of all, we should understand that the whole idea of betting, betting is a sport.
Yeah.
So when you say sports betting, betting is a sport. It's a sport like you have football. It's a sport like you have horse racing and all of that. So on its own, betting is a sport.
Okay.
Betting is part and parcel of the whole gambling industry. So in the gambling industry, you have lottery, you have betting, you have
life,
sports betting,
football
you have
all
of that, and you have casino.
Okay.
Yes, you have lottery, you have casino,
poker,
and all of that. Those are all part and parcel of the whole gambling stuff. That's
basically betting. But then I was more interested in what's your own. How do you see sports betting, gambling generally in Nigeria? Where do you stand?
See, it's a growing industry.
Okay.
I believe most sincerely that because of the effort people put into quite a number of activities,
okay,
especially in sports.
Okay.
You can't wait, you can't sit on the sideline and they are paying footballers 35 million like Iheanacho.
Exactly.
Or they are paying Neymar 200 and something million. And you just stay on the sideline, you just shout, ooh.
Exactly. That's why I think that really, for this show, it's really about putting your money where your passion is.
That's the point. So when you have a passion, it's good you put your money into it, so that you can also get a reward for your passion.
Exactly.
Because first of all, you should understand your passion has created what I call interest. And because you have interest, it has also made it possible, equipped you properly, that you can earn from your interest, from your interest or your passion. And so that is what the whole idea of
Exactly.
betting, and that's the whole idea of betting.
I think for me, I look at it this way, sports in general is such a huge
industry, yes.
And
sport betting is part of it.
What?
Sports betting is part of the sports industry.
And for me, I just see that there's a whole lot of money in sports nowadays, and it didn't start today though. It's always been there. Maybe it's just getting to a fever high level right now. You all know about Neymar's 222 million euros. Transfer to PSG, and I think that it just talks about how it's just crazy money out there. So I think that basically there's money for the footballers, there's money for these clubs who are running all of this,
and there's also money for the fans.
Exactly,
there's money for the fans. So if you do not participate, if you do not participate in the betting aspect of sports, you are losing out. That is all I
so you are to watch and all of that.
So you're just sitting down there and watching your television.
Maybe fight
your neighbor, and I say you are an Arsenal fan, I'm a Man U fan, I'm this fan.
Exactly. So
all of that.
I think
for what purpose
is your avenue, make
to earn from your passion and the skills and information you have.
All right. Just before we go on, I'd like us to see an interview that we at ASEN-TV conducted with one of the top operators of sports betting in Nigeria, which will just give you basically an insight into how sports betting is being run here in Nigeria. All right, watch this.
When you say gaming, it's kind of a complex word but in a general sense you can say gaming is betting. You understand? Because under gaming we have different kind of games. You understand? That is where we have the real-time football games, the virtual football games, horse racing, dog racing, tennis, all those, everything that has to do with money-making ventures, so to say, online and offline. So that is it. But basically here, I think we're more into sports betting and lottery. Those are the basic two types that we have here. Because a lot of people believe lottery and sport betting are the same.
Yes.
They are totally different. Lottery is, I say, is a total game of chance. A total game of chance. Because with sports betting, you have higher chance. It's a 50-50 game of chance, where you can predict on, for instance, football games and say, oh, okay, Manchester United playing against Liverpool, or Manchester United should win this game. You understand? You can easily predict and win. But with lottery, you just take a chance, which you don't have anything to leverage on. So that is the difference. But in sport betting, you can easily say definitely Real Madrid are gonna defeat Leicester City and put your money on it. And in most cases, you have 98% chance of winning. Whenever anybody, put it to me in the religious aspects, the first thing I say is, do you know anything about Forex? If you know Forex and you are not against Forex, why are you against betting? Because Forex is betting. You are gambling. That is totally what Forex is. So if you've got absolutely nothing against Forex, then what's the big deal about sport betting? Gaming, betting, gambling, they are the same. Is okay. Well, in this part of the world, we don't really use the word gaming. They say betting, gambling. That's mostly what we use here. But outside this part of the world, it's called gaming. So there's no difference between, when you say gaming, betting, or gambling. It's the same.
Hello everyone, welcome back. So basically, that was a short clip just to show you how a proper company, who's running, who's working in the sports betting industry here in Nigeria, obviously, are already trying to do their game. And this is also just to, put in a word there and try to see how we can develop sports betting in Nigeria, especially. Let's come back to trying to break it down a bit more. So basically, what are the different aspects of betting? That one can be engaged in. I know you've talked about the live games,
live sports,
EPL,
all of that.
La
Any
Liga,
sport, not only EPL,
all of the
every
different
sport,
football
every
matches.
known professional sport,
So
every
you can
known
bet on
betting on it.
Roger Federer.
You can bet on tennis, you can
Djokovic.
bet on darts, you can bet on table tennis, you can bet on football, you can bet on boxing, you can bet on horse racing, on dog racing, everything. Those are live sports.
Okay,
We classify all of
ones?
that as live sports.
Okay, which other ones?
There are also visual sports.
Visual
In visual sports or virtual sports, they're
Okay.
not visual as in to see, no.
Yeah,
virtual as in that they are not real.
Okay.
They are simulated sports.
Okay.
And in simulated sports, these are computer-generated sporting activities
Okay.
or sporting events that you normally have available in the betting shops. Okay. You don't only have it available in the betting shops. If care is not taken very soon, you'll soon have it available even in the homes. Okay. Because I know there is a digital satellite provider, TV content provider who is offering this. Currently, it is available only at the betting shops. Okay. But very soon, I believe if they get their act together and they can have a very robust package, you can find a situation where a couple of people will not mind. Instead of going to buy the popular, what we're talking about, they might opt to buy the other kind of decoder, and you just have it in the comfort of your home.
So you also have virtual games.
Virtual games, horse racing,
racing,
dog racing, number games, and all of that, all
So
available in your
which
homes.
other
So
ones?
you have lottery.
Okay.
Lottery is also gambling, which
Is lottery
is
the same with lottos?
yes, they offer lotto. Lotto is more of a game of luck, unlike in sports betting, because in sports betting you actually need to do some work.
Yeah.
You really need to do some good work. You need
Well,
to,
we'll come
you
to
need
all
to
of
do
the
quite a
things
lot
that
more.
you
But
need
unlike
to
lottery
do
is
to
gambling.
is
Then you also have casino.
Okay.
Everybody knows what a casino is. You go to the casino, you have poker game available in the casino. You have the roller decks available in the casino, where all you just do is you put your chip and you predict where the ball will drop, and if the ball drops there, you earn some income from that. So it's a sport of its own, and it's big. It's an international sport. You have professionals playing it.
So help me understand this. So what's the logic behind betting generally? And this I'm simply saying that. So is it all about trying to predict outcomes?
Yes. It's the same thing like you have in insurance.
Okay.
It's the same thing like you have in shares. Example, insurance.
Shares.
Shares in the shares market.
Okay.
When you want to go and buy shares.
Yeah.
Because because you find out the accountant, or what I call the stockbroker, is actually playing a game. He has a quantum amount of information.
Okay.
He tends to filter through the information and deciphers that, these shares will rise, these shares will drop, based on the information they have. Exactly. And on that basis, they put a stake. When it comes to the financial market, you say go and buy a share.
Yeah.
They say you go and buy a share. But when it comes to betting,
So
you say go and go put a stake.
Teams playing
So you based on available information that you have, this will happen.
Okay.
So what betting is all about predicting about the possibility that an event will happen. Like in insurance. You walk to an insurance company, you say, I want to insure my car. I want to I'm insuring my car for 100,000.
Okay.
Against accident. Meanwhile, the accident has not happened. But you are putting down a token and telling the insurance company that I'm giving you my money. In case I have the accident, you fix my car.
Exactly.
You understand? Now, what the insurance company does that, unlike in Nigeria, where everybody pays somehow, everybody pays the same kind of amount of money you pay for your insurance. Or say third party is third party, comprehensive is comprehensive. While in Nigeria, they only calculate your insurance based on the value of your car.
Okay.
But outside Nigeria, if you go to England, if you go to the Western countries, they don't calculate your insurance only based on the value of your car. They also calculate your insurance based on your driving history. So when you walk to an insurance company and say, oh, I want to buy, a policy. I want to buy a policy. That's the right word they say. I want to buy a policy. I say, what's your name? You say, my name is Joaquim Dada. So can we have your social security number, your driver's license number? And so you give it to them and they punch it into the system. It will give them what I call your driving history. I will tell them whether you're high risk or a low risk. If in the last 1 year you have had 1 or 2 or 3 accidents, then your insurance premium will what? Will go up. Yeah. But if in the last 10 years or since you have been driving, you never had an accident, then your insurance will go down. So the insurance company tends to study your driving habits before they give you a quote as to what you will pay. And that's the same thing with betting. And with all these other games we're talking about. They are all the same thing. Where you need information for you to be effective, for you to benefit. That's the word.
Exactly. I think that's anyway. We'll get into that, because really what we want to do on this show is talk about. So if you're a newbie, into the world of sports betting, you need to be able to understand a few. Just basic betting tips. Of course, we have our disclaimer on this show. Whatever we say here is information for you. You are liable to how you use that information and the outcome that you get out of it. But basically, we'll give you general betting tips. And just as I was saying that, that's just one thing that I think everyone should know, because basically betting works on odds.
On odds, yes.
Basically, and of course, we've already said there are different betting operators, who run all of this, say matches and all of that.
And it's also important for us to note that the performance and the activities of one operator differ from that of another operator. For the same event, the odds are not the same in all the operators. So yes, so you need to know your operators. You need to know the operators and how they know the game, how they know how they place their odds, so that you can get the best out of it.
So basically, there are different operators, and they all have different odds. So, but as he was explaining about, using the example of insurance. So if you are a high risk, meaning that for your car insurance, for instance, if you're a high risk, meaning that you've had several accidents, it means that your premium is going to be very high. And then if you've not had any accidents, it's going to be very low. Same thing with odds. So if you have a quote-unquote big team playing a small team, the odds for the big team to win will be very low, because it's almost likely that the big team would win. And then it is almost unlikely, improbable that the smaller team will win. So the odds for the smaller team to win will be very high, while the odds for the bigger team to win will be very low. So basically, if you're so sure that the smaller team will win, and then you can put your money on that, then you can get a lot more money than if you put your money on the bigger team winning. That's just basically how odds work. But understand that different betting companies, do have different odds for the same games or the same events. All right, really, you need to check out all of those variables before you place your bets. Before we end today, I'm going to just bring out this ones too. So, how do you know the good betting companies, to be able to place your bets on? Because like we said, we are just a forum, that allows this kind of interaction for general sport lovers and also lovers of gambling, if you may. And but we are not a platform for doing online betting. There are different companies, operators who do that. So you have to be, it's all on you. You can't hold us liable. You have to be careful, which betting company you place your bets on. So I think basically it's just for you to be able to check, are these companies, are they licensed, are they registered, And that was some of the things we discussed at the conference.
Yes.
At the Federal Palace Hotel, So there are a number of betting companies in Nigeria, Bookmakers Association headed by Akin Alabi, So basically, there are different betting companies. You need to check: are they licensed? Are they regulated? You're simply asking yourself: is your money safe?
Is your money? That's the one that shut up.
There are some, online,
betting houses,
platforms, where you put your money, and even if you win,
you might not get it.
You won't get your money. Your money is just like a Ponzi scheme or something like that.
No, I think what's important on this program, we'll take our time to give out what I call the odds comparison. We just try to give a comparison for different events. We want to give a guide as to what are the odds the various betting houses or the betting operators offer, so that you will know you'll know where to go. And it's also possible for you to open accounts in all of the betting houses, so that you can port from one betting house to the next betting house when necessary.
All right. So this has been Bet On. It's a forum for general discussions around sports betting. Of course, as we go along in this show, we're going to bring
forecasters.
These operators, come here, talk to us about what they're doing. Of course, yes, like you said, also forecasters give you an in-depth analysis into the world of betting. But it's been very interesting on this maiden edition of Bet On, coming from the stables of Ascent TV, Africa Sports, Entertainment and News Television. So we'll come your way again. Bet safely.